Good morning, friends. The question I get from a lot of you online and on social media is what's better, mat Pilates or equipment Pilates? So I want to dive into that. I've been a Pilates teacher for over 20 years and I have very strong opinions about it. So, first of all, if you are considering taking mat based Pilates, a mat class at your gym or online, mat is extremely effective. It's extremely challenging. So I think most instructors would agree with me that mat is the most pure form of Pilates. It's just you and the mat. Whereas equipment, you have the pulleys, the ropes. They can increase challenge, but they also can guide your body to do the movements correctly. So, the way I approach training is that the equipment, like the reformer, like the Cadillac, really helps to align your body. And then later, if we want to do mat Pilates, you will be a lot more successful with it. Now, I do fold in some mat basics so that we can take that to reformer. There is a lot of crossover. But in teaching a lot of students, what I notice the most is that everyone who comes to me really needs a little hand holding, some guidance on the basics. And I'm talking about head and neck alignment positioning as we're moving into flexion, as we're moving into sit ups. That is not something we're born knowing, that is a learned skill. It's one of the most important skills you can learn. If you are not engaging the neck muscles correctly and the ab muscles correctly, it's very likely you're going to go to a mat class and leave with neck pain, with a lot of tension. So that's where the coaching comes in. So I just want to caution, if you're just ready to jump into Pilates and you're a beginner, mat may not be the best place to start. I always suggest for clients that you start with a few private sessions and you learn the basics. You'll know very quickly if you are in the right place, if you have a long way to go to bridge that gap of knowledge, or if you just need a couple private sessions to fine tune your technique, and then you will be able to really soar from there. One of the things that absolutely just breaks my heart as a Pilates teacher is people who say, I tried Pilates, it didn't do a lot for me, and I didn't feel it. And that is not how Pilates should be at all. I love when my private clients, after a few weeks, several weeks in, they arrive and they do their workout and they say, am I just very tired today? Why does this burn? Why does this hurt? And I just explain to them that they are getting better. So from a cost perspective, if you're choosing mat Pilates for a budget, which is completely reasonable, equipment can be more pricey. It does still help to have some private lessons so that you get more from your investment. So it doesn't make a lot of sense to spend anything on an exercise that you don't understand or that hurts or that makes you feel uncomfortable. If the learning is not there, the enjoyment goes way down. And I know that sounds like a barrier to entry for Pilates, but I have to tell you that what my clients experience after a few weeks of private sessions is this revelation of, oh, I can feel a muscle I've never been aware of. Almost all of them, it's kind of funny, they say, I was sitting in my car and I was sitting at a traffic light and suddenly I sat up very straight and I was very aware of my posture and aware of my breathing. And I think that is what Pilates is for. Joseph Pilates himself said to take the work out into the world, off the mat and out into the world. We only do Pilates, we only do exercise, hopefully because it gets us a result in the real world, in real life. So, for example, if you are a CrossFitter, a dancer, an athlete, you really owe it to yourself to learn some Pilates basics so that you can engage the correct muscles and get the most out of your sport so that you can perform the best. It is a basic education on how to move your body. So if you are stuck at a plateau, doing anything, whatever fitness pursuit it is, maybe open your mind to try some Pilates training that breaks it down to the basics. And I think that you will just see those huge improvements in your body. Okay, have a great day. Off my soapbox.